Yo everybody, welcome to my latest video. Now, this video is about the best anime I watched in 2014. So, this video isn't about anime that came out in 2014. This is just the anime I watched last year, which I really enjoyed. It was going to be a top 5, but my top 5 totally sucked and I couldn't think of enough for a top 10. So yeah, you get the best 9 anime I've watched this year. Well, excuse me, the best anime I watched last year. And after this, I'll be doing a worst of list, so look out for that too. So here we go, let's get into it. So Attack on Titan was totally cool, and if you're watching this, Amanda, thanks very much for badgering me to watch it. Yeah, Attack on Titan was good. I mean, it was different. Like, that's my problem with a lot of the stuff I watched last year, was it was too much of the same old, same old. And Attack on Titan was different, and I really did enjoy it. And man, seriously, watching anime on Blu-ray is just the ultimate experience. I mean, yeah, I loved it. It was good. It wasn't, we'll give you AIDS and then we'll cure you of AIDS just to prove it can good, like a lot of people were telling me it was, but it was by no means a bad series. So, I enjoyed it, therefore it's on this list. Simple. Finally, Madman releases Fairy Tail at an affordable price point. They dropped a couple of Guild Collection sets, and I've been wanting to watch Fairy Tail since it was released, just based on the DVD cover alone. It looked fun, it looked colourful, and I wasn't wrong, I wasn't disappointed. I brought the first Guild set, which was the first 48 episodes, and man, Fairy Tail is great. Like, the characters are cool, you've got an ensemble cast, but they're all sort of their own different characters, they've got different personalities, little different quirks and stuff. I dug it, man. Like, there's too much same old shit. And in the case of certain series that ended this year, Naruto, stuff that could have ended 5 years ago, but only just finished. Fairy Tail is short, sweet, and to the point. It's only got 175 episodes, so that's not exactly hard to complete. So when I've got the money, I'm going to continue buying more sets, and I'm going to finish this some bitch because I love it. Fairy Tail definitely made a fan out of me this year. Now then, anybody that knows me knows I love me some giant robots, and you can't have giant robots without the Gundam franchise. Now, I did things a little bit backwards. I started out with Gundam Wing when I was 14, 15 years old, back when it was on Cartoon Network, back when our Cartoon Network didn't suck copious amounts of balls, didn't run 8 episodes of regular show and Adventure Time a day, and there was more anime on the network than just fucking Bay Wheels and fucking Pokemon. So then yeah, the latest 2 series I watched this year were 0083 Stardust Memory and the 8th MS Team. So I'll start with 0083 Stardust Memory. Now, basically what you're looking at with this one is Top Gun with Gundam pilots, and without any psycho Scientologist or Batman. But despite those shortcomings, it's an excellent series, even if the characters were kind of a pain in the balls. But it's a fun transitional series and fills in a few gaps between the original Mobile Suit Gundam and Zeta Gundam, including a nice little cameo at the end by Yamato Hyman, fuck there's a winner of a name, and Bascom. And you see your Earth Federation pilots in Titan's uniforms, and from there we transition, of course, into the masterpiece that is Zeta Gundam. And next in this Gundam double whammy, we've got the 8th MS Team. Now once again, good characters that I really loved, plus you had an awesome romance story between Aina, a Zeon pilot, and our hero, Shiro Amada, of the Earth Federation. Now, as we all know, nothing kills someone faster than being a love interest of a Gundam pilot. But man, At heart, I'm a softie. I love a good romance story, and that's the drawing point to the 8BMS team. And it was a fun series, man, just because of the characters. And there's a lot of emotional moments, and I'm not going to spoil it for you, but yeah. If you like Gundam OVAs, give it a watch. It's definitely worth it. And I'm not saying that just to be a cheap shill. It's a damn good series in its own right. Plus, like I said, Shiro and I make a cute couple. I'm not gonna lie. They're adorable. Now I'm a sucker for Ocean Group dubs. Ocean Group dubbed a lot of my favourite stuff as a kid. Hell, they're responsible for Beast Wars, so that right there alone is a winner in my book. Couple that with the fact that they originally tried their best with Saban's hack job, Dragon Ball Z, then yeah man, I love the Ocean Group. So I try and buy this stuff whenever I can, even though fucking it's like seeing a dodo these days. And so I watched Infinite Revice, just based on a trailer I'd seen. And man, I don't regret it one bit. Like, Infinite Revice is the sort of thing you'd think would have been on Cartoon Network, but off the top of my head wasn't. It's one of those rare gems that nobody seems to have heard of, but it's really good in its own right. So what you've got is you've got a bunch of teenagers on a spaceship stranded out in space where all their teachers are killed and they're left to fend by themselves. See, that alone is a winning premise, but once again, ensemble cast, unique characters, good voice acting, good dubbing. Even if a lot of the Ocean Group guys do use the same voices over and 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 over again, it's still well acted. There is no confusing the characters because they're all so damn well rounded. It's a 26 episode anime, but it definitely seems like they managed to do a lot more character development and story development than a lot of longer anime get to do. I'm looking at you, Eureka7. Give it a watch. Seriously, man, you won't regret it. Even if Chantel Strand's voice is kind of annoying and does sound like it belongs on a woman 10 years younger. On the subject of Ocean Group dubs, this one's one that I can't believe I never actually took the time to watch when it was on Adult Swim, considering it was on there for the goddamn longest time. I am of course talking about Inuyasha. Now, as far as shows set in ancient Japan, featuring Richard Ian Cox voicing a dog demon, and having Kirby Morrow as his Lancer go, yeah, Inuyasha's easily in my top 5. Definitely in my top 3, I would actually say. It's a classic, it's an epic, not too many episodes. Once again, looking at you, Naruto. Man, seriously, I would pick Blackstar from Soul Eater over Naruto. Seriously, I would just love to see Blackstar have shown up at one point, kicked the shit out of Naruto, and hung him from a fucking tree. Prick. But yeah, anyway, Inuyasha. Once again, love the characters, man. I mean, even though Vizna Escaflowne kinda killed Kelly Sheridan's voice, she voices Sango, like, it doesn't sorta kill the fact that I like the voice acting. Now, a lot of people are giving the voice acting in Inuyasha shit, but I dug it. I think that every one of the Ocean Group actors work the characters well, the plot's good, the characters are good, and, you know, copious amounts of Scott McNeil as a supporting character doesn't hurt either. I fucking love that guy. That dude needs to show up at Namageddon one year. You know, maybe instead of forking out money for getting a bunch of Hobbit actors that already live in Wellington, get Scott McNeil in! Make a brother happy. Come on! There are a few hidden gems on this list, and none are more hidden than Genesis Climber Mo Speeder. I can't believe I managed to get a hold of this at a cash converters in Lower Hutt before a wrestling show. Man, how many people can say they've done that? Found something they really love in those sort of conditions. But Genesis Climber Mo Speed is really obscure in Japan, and the only reason it's actually known over here is as the third part of Robotech. But that kinda sucks because Mo Speeder is a damn good series on its own. From the decoy protagonists in episode 1 getting killed off, to introducing the ragtag bunch of misfits that tag along with your main character, the show just keeps you hooked. The theme with a lot of these shows on my countdown is excellent character development, kick-ass characters I can empathize with, and this is another one of those shows where characterization helps. It also doesn't hurt you've got Hirotaka Suzuki playing against type, playing a female idol singer who's actually a dude. That's pretty cool, man, considering Hirotaka normally plays badass staunch types. And yeah, it's another one of those series that's meant to make you think of morals and whatever, and who's on the right side and who's on the wrong side, and blah 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 in a war. But unlike a lot of the Gundam series, it's not too heavy-handed. It's damn near impossible to find a copy, but if you can find a copy, track it down. As you can hear, it's awesome based on the opening theme alone. Plus, who doesn't want a motorcycle that can transform into body armor that helps you fight off evil giant aliens? If you say you don't, you're fucking lying. Cause you do. Come on. Don't lie to me. Lie to yourself. Don't lie to me. Seriously, people, don't bullshit me. I can see through that shit. Come on. Now then, I mentioned before that I love me some giant robots, and if it wasn't for this series, where would all the giant robots I love be at right now? Mazinger Z is a pioneer of a genre all of its own. Yeah man, like, before that, the only robots you had were Astro Boy and Tetsujin number 28. And those were alright. But Mazinger Z is where the super robot genre took off, and for better or worse, spawned a shit ton of clones over the 70s, 80s and 90s. Seriously, there were fucking super robots coming out the wazoo in the late 70s, early 80s. Hell, even the late 80s. Mazinger Z is fun. Like, it's old school cheesy. You're not gonna mix the animation up for Attack on Titan on Blu-ray because it's from 1972. It ran from 1972 to 1974 in Japan. And that means that, yeah, it's cheesy as fuck as well, but it's Namchan, man. It's old school cheesy. It's good. It's the same reason I quite like Sai's Ninja Team Gatchaman. Because, again, old school cheesy, old school cool, and there is a whole host of shit that kids shows over here wouldn't even dare to get away with from this shit. And this stuff's for kids. Even in the first episode, you have a half man, half woman transvestite mummy thing blatantly kill your main character's maid in cold blood. You would never get away with that shit in children's programming up until about the early mid-2000s, and even then that would be pushing it. Mazinger Z is amazeballs, man. If Discotheque Media knows what they're doing, they'll release great Mazinger. Come on, man. The last episode's a cliffhanger. It leads right into great Mazinger. Come on, Discotheque. Ante up there, guys. Come on. Come on. You know you want it. See, now, if I had to pick a #1 anime for last year, it would definitely have to be Tekkaman Blade. Tekkaman Blade had everything I wanted in an anime last year, but couldn't find in several of the anime I watched. A badass main character with a tragic backstory. A vivid cast of supporting characters that don't just sit on their thumbs and are actually useful. A fun plot extending from Earth to space, to Earth, and back in space. A long runner that didn't drag on at all. It's all action all the time. And the few times that it's not necessarily action, the plot keeps moving. There's tragedy, there's comedy, there's drama. It can be dark without being too dark. It's dramatic without being melodramatic. Tekkaman Blade is pretty much everything I'd heard Zeta Gundam was, but didn't go as OTT as Zeta Gundam did. Plus, you know, it's got everything you could want. Main character is voice actor fucked up a microphone by yelling into it twice. Zex Merkees is the main bad guy. The voice of Android 17 voicing a transvestite technician. It's fantastic! But in all seriousness, you should actually watch Tekkaman Blade. It's amazeballs and it will blow your fucking mind. That show is awesome sauce. Without a doubt, Tekkaman Blade is the best anime I watched in 2014. If I had been able to get it in 1992, if I hadn't only been 5 years old at the time and DVDs actually existed back then, I would have brought it in a heartbeat. So there we have it, boys and girls, something a little bit different for you. I'm Damien Skyfire, and I'll be bringing that second rant to you as soon as I possibly can. Till next time.